Hi you guys, I'm Victoria. I'm a registered nurse and intuitive eating counselor, and I'm so glad you're here. So a little bit about what I do is I help coach women to a healthier view of their bodies and know how to feel confident around food and how they exercise. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit about my story and what got me so passionate about sharing this message. So when I was in middle school, it all started, and I started to be more preoccupied with health and nutrition and my body and just how to take care of it. So it started off very innocently, where I was really just trying to figure out what being a healthy person really looked like. But unfortunately, a lot of the information I stumbled upon in the internet and in magazines really pointed me to a path of restriction and dieting, because that's what I thought that it took to be healthy. So all of this led to more and more restriction, more and more fear around eating, around food, and I ultimately ended up with an eating disorder called orthorexia. Now this is not a diagnosable disorder, and it wasn't diagnosed per se, but everyone around me, my friends, my family, they knew that I had a problem and knew that the way that I was trying to be healthy really was so far from healthy. But I was still stuck in the disordered eating and the disordered thoughts, and thought that everything I was doing was right. I thought I was being healthy. So basically, after quite a few years of struggling with this and really trying to be very strict in my diet and avoiding anything that I had thought was a bad food or that society had told me was bad to eat, I completely eliminated everything that of that sort from my diet. And so of course you can imagine that this led to a lot of inward conflict, where I wanted to enjoy food, I wanted to enjoy being at parties and being able to freely eat, but I also had this fear that letting my guard down around food and getting rid of these restrictions that I'd put on myself would cause me to go the complete opposite direction and end up being overweight, overeating, not feeling in control around food. So I just kept seeking this control, and in the end, very much so ended up with, like I said, a very disordered way of eating. So this also led into how I exercised. I was very restrictive with what I ate, like I said, but then I would compensate with anything that I did eat that was a little bit more in the less healthy field, with excessive amounts of exercise, and would grow very anxious when I skipped a day of exercise, or if my weekly schedule or plan didn't go as I wanted it to. And again, this was just very anxiety provoking, and was really harmful for my relationships with friends, with family, with boyfriends. So fast forward a couple years, and really just kind of hit what I like to say is diet rock bottom. So even for me, since I wasn't really focusing on a particular diet, I still was dieting in the fact that I was restricting to try to control my body in an unhealthy way. So I hit this rock bottom and really just wanted to be done with fearing food, wanted to eat freely and be able to enjoy eating without feeling the need to go and exercise. So through getting to this place and seeing other people enjoying food, I began to seek out counseling through counselors and nutritionists, and other people coaching me to this healthier place with eating. And I am so happy to say that after quite a few years of being in this recovery state, I am finally at a place where I can eat and enjoy food, all types of food, and have no foods that are off limits, but still be at a place where I eat nutritious foods because it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel good to nourish my body, but also able to eat indulgences freely without any guilt, because I know that that does some healing for my mind and my mental state. So it's just such an amazing and freeing place to be. And so that's a little bit of my story and just why I am so passionate about sharing that with you, because I know that I'm not alone. I know that there are so many other women out there who went down a similar path. They thought they were being healthy because our world tells us that in order to be healthy, we have to have rules up, we have to have our guard up around eating. And I personally believe that the opposite is true. If we let our guard down around food, we learn to eat the way that our bodies were made to eat and listen to our natural cues and signals with how to eat, that we will be able to find that happy, beautiful peace and balance with eating. And I can attest to this being true because I've been there and I've done that. I've gone through the trials of overeating and undereating and trying to figure out what feels best for my body, eating more of the foods that I'd restricted for so long and realizing, those foods that I'd feared, yes, I like them, but I like them in a healthy amount, and I don't have to fear overeating them if I let myself eat one bite of whatever that is. So I hope that this resonates with you, and I hope that you'll be able to connect with me either through making a discovery call, scheduling a discovery call with me to see if working together and having me help you and coach you get to this place of food freedom and body peace. Either doing that or subscribing to my newsletter to be able to stay in touch on the latest blog posts that go out with more information on how this can really transform your life. I hope that you'll jump in with me and find a way to connect and start this journey towards a healthier relationship with food and your body, because it is something that once you jump in, you're never gonna want to go back to restrictive eating or worrying about food. So I hope that this is something that encourages you, and that you'll be able to go ahead and start this journey, like I said. Thanks so much for listening, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. I just love being here with you and sharing and being vulnerable, and invite you to do the same if you ever feel the call to. So hope you'll make yourself comfortable and stick around. Bye for now.